So,
how did Nate's 90% work out? Is he gonna make it or no?
I have not heard anything from him. He responded to my comment in the group about Brutus not working, but he has not responded either way beyond that. So I don't know. I hope he makes it. Lauren said she was going to make it. So it also doesn't help that I've been overloading my laptop lately with people's light and sound plots and stuff like that, because I'll do them on Brutus and then I'll put them on my computer or put them on my laptop to bring them down to the space.
Yeah.
And work on them there even more. So I'm hoping that I just have enough RAM to get, or enough hard drive space left to get through tonight. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll wing it. We'll wing it. We're just here to play a game. So
what's the worst that could happen?
Right?
We're just here.
They'll pull my DMing license. You know?
Yeah.
I'm just happy to be part of the group.
And we're glad to have you. All right. Well, we'll give everybody a couple more minutes here. I know that we're waiting on a few folks from the looks of it. But, yeah. Hopefully, also, I don't get any phone calls in the middle of this telling me anything is wrong at my theater. So,
would that be an abrupt end to the session?
Potentially. But I made sure the show that's in there tonight did not hire me to do their tech. So I'm kind of like, money. I'm like, okay, guys. So you know, if you need anything, if you need stuff changed, that's not for me to do. But if you know, call me if like the venue is on fire or something along those lines. You know, that's the level of support they get from me. Yeah, exactly. And the nice thing is that having had to call the fire department for a place before, the fire department's literally 2 minutes away. So, you know, they'll get there well before I have to be. So, yeah. That was crazy a few years ago. I happened to be there late doing cleanup, and somebody set the dumpster behind our place on fire. So that was, yeah. That was running down the alleyway with the fire extinguisher, trying that all put up, and realized that, you know, this thing was already well beyond the puny little extinguisher I had.
Yeah. See that you unwillingly participated in a heist in another building.
Probably. I mean, yeah. Answer that.
See, life needs more heist situations in life.
Well, only if the money is flowing to me.
Yeah.
Or, you know, me, other cool people.
Even like a banana heist. Like, all right, we need. It's like, I don't know. I don't like stealing, but you know, but I love heist movies, so.
Yeah. Now I'm getting ideas. Well, I'm sure Critical Role's already done something like that anyway. So, Matt, how's everything going with you, bud?
It's going. Should be getting a new giant 12-foot sliding glass door this week, hopefully.
Oh, that's awesome.
Been waiting since we ordered it back in November. So
oh wow,
it's a little bit delayed. That and new windows. New windows aren't supposed to be showing up for another few months. They were also ordered in November.
Okay.
But
yeah, supply chain difficulties.
Yes.
Yeah, we got bit by that too.
Yeah,
yep.
You see this,
I can't get one of my prescriptions right now because of supply chain difficulties, and I'm like, well, good thing it's not like life-threatening. Yeah.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
It's crazy. I did get it. Have you heard of the tonal?
The what?
Tonal?
No.
It is a workout device. It's that black thing off my shoulder here, bolted into the wall.
Okay.
It is amazing.
Oh, It's gonna
Oh,
be
yeah?
one of those.
When they first came out, they were like $6,000 a piece, which was
Holy
just
shit.
insane.
Yeah.
But they're like half that now, and I'm splitting it with a friend who comes over to use it.
Uh-huh.
But it has arms that come out of it, and they're adjustable. Like I and you can do full like chest flies.
Oh,
on
damn.
this thing. Yeah.
All right.
So it can mimic pretty much any standard workout stuff. You can get creative with it. It has obviously an app for your phone where you can design all kinds of workouts for yourself. If you pay for the monthly subscription, you can have an unlimited number of users on it. And what it'll do is you do an assessment on the thing, and it figures out what your strength levels are for different types of movements.
Mm-hmm.
And it just automatically, any workout you do, it sets the weight. You can adjust it if you want, but it tracks personal records and slowly increases the weight over time. Like it's pretty fantastic.
Well, that's fun. Well, that's dope.
Yeah, I've been enjoying that quite a bit.
I bet.
But there's like, when you have the subscription, there's hundreds of different programs and instructors. It's like a Peloton, only you don't have to live in a high rise to own one.
Fair. Yeah, that
This
sounds good.
is one of those ones that bolts to the wall, or
Yeah, see it off my shoulder here?
Kinda.
I see it far in the back.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have the brutes assembled?
You're the Duke of the Joes, except for Seth.
Oh, everybody except for Seth. I don't think Seth is making it tonight because, apparently he is having a similar level of life-work balance difficulty as I am.
Okay.
Yeah. How's he doing with his house stuff that he's been working on? Anyone know?
I'm hearing he's making progress.
That's good.
All right, we lost Lauren.
Sorry,
All right,
I just turned my camera off because I
Oh.
plugged the computer in.
You bastards! You killed Lauren.
No, soon.
I'm back in a second.
Not yet, but soon enough. All right, let me grab an ice cold drink real quick since I've already finished my coffee. Nothing like anxiety chugging coffee. But I'll be back in a minute, and I'll be ready to rock when you guys are.
Cool.
Yeah, anxiety chugging coffee.
Yeah.
Because nothing's better for anxiety than stimulant.
Absolutely.
Howdy, everyone.
Yeah, that's better. Oh, damn it. Come on, man. So I'm having this issue where my cord has decided it doesn't want to give me power anymore all the time. Oh, bugger. Hold on.
Oh.
I'm getting too fat for this. Okay, I think it'll work now. There we go. Well, now I can't hear anybody. Is anybody else having trouble hearing Vicky and Tony?
Oh,
and
yeah. I'm not hearing that.
That's what we had mute. We had our mic off.
Apologies.
Oh,
What the fuck is going on?
Actually, I was just miming it, like as though we were having a conversation, just to mess with you guys. Although I did very strongly consider doing that when you got on, just like going.
We're working out on doing our town, and we're just working, really on,
we're
on
not
all the gesture. Yeah.
That is not happening.
Anton's favorite writer is Thornton Wilder. His favorite play is Our Town.
We are live, right?
Yes.
Okay. Good.
He's
Yeah,
really
so this is all on the record.
scene. And He's very particular. I don't know why about what that breakfast is that mom is making. That it needs to be bacon and eggs, and they're over easy, not over medium, not over hard, over easy.
This is why y'all are in therapy, is all I'm saying. So this is, yeah.
Well, as a person who played Emily in high school, I'm having a trauma response right now.
Is Greg in a Michael Bay movie right now?
I mean,
lens flare.
Yeah. No, I'm
Michael Bay is explosions.
Yeah, Michael Bay is absolutely explosions. Lens flare.
Yeah.
Christopher Nolan is I think lens flare.
Yeah.
They all do it.
They all do it. J.J.
Abrams.
Abrams. Oh yeah, Abrams. That's what it is.
That's how you know it's a new ship.
Yeah.
It's lens flare.
Yeah.
Lens flare.
Super lens flare.
Have you seen the Lower Decks?
Oh yeah,
I think it was on the pilot of that where they make fun of the lens flare.
No, it was the episode where she does the holodeck program.
Yep. Because today is leg day. I really love and appreciate all of the deep cuts they're putting in on Lower Decks. Like they are working real hard for that. Like really, really obscure lore, really great references. It's a real treat for anybody who knows the show. But it's also like surprisingly and shockingly genuine at times and gives you like quality Trek while they're at it, So yeah. I don't know. I've been digging it. I'm excited to see where they go with season 3. But yeah, so welcome everybody to the Star Trek Roundtable discussion this evening. But seriously though, good evening, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and gentlemen. My name is DM Greg, and I am your dungeon master this evening. Welcome to Secrets of the Barrowmaze for Monday, May 23rd, 2022. Tonight we are running a little low tech this evening because my normal production workhorse beast of a PC has decided to go on strike, and apparently they want me to renegotiate their labor contract. So I think actually for the price of a new BIOS battery, I should be able to get them back online. But I didn't have time between rebooting and realizing there was a problem and the start of the stream tonight to successfully engage in those negotiations and capitulate to the demands of labor. But so we're going to go old school tonight. We've got my old laptop here scabbing this evening. It's okay. We love you. You're a good one. You're a good laptop. Yeah, because of that, we're going to run a little bit lower tech than usual, but we are excited to play tonight. Yeah.
You can work.
Yep, I am. I'm a professional dungeon master with Mastermind Adventures. You can book me to run games for you and your friends, just like what we're going to be playing tonight. Matter of fact, even in the same campaign world, go to secretsofthebarrowmaze.com. You too can learn about how to get involved in this campaign and play alongside the Turtle Tonys and some of these other fine adventurers that are also crawling through this world. I have a group. In Long Island, New York. Shout out to Long Island, the homeland. They are they're gonna get started in next week. We did their session 0 last week, and they're all hyped and ready to rock and roll. So very excited to have them join in the Barrows. And looks like I might be getting a third table starting in the middle of June as well. So I always have more tables and more time for more players, and would love to have you and yours counted amongst the many honored adventurers. To come in and have a good time. I almost said honored dead, but I was like, you're not dead yet. We'll give it time. So anyhow, that's enough about me. Again, secretsofthebarrowmaze.com, mastermindadventures.com. Book me to run your games. But let's go ahead and talk to the folks who are playing here tonight. Let's do a quick round of introductions, and let's start with our trio.
All right. Oh, okay. Ladies first.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
We got Manus.
Hello. We've been out and about for a while, and we have not sat and played all together, which is it's good to be back. I am cousin Vicky Wick. They call me sometimes.
What's the actual name?
Victoria Turtle Pony, if you will, if you nasty. And I am a fighter. I am a rune knight. I've got a heavy duty crossbow. I've got a beautiful, bejeweled, sparkling Warhammer. Got my hair all back, and I love to put them down, as they say. So, but I'll bring it over to 2 out of my 3 cousins.
4.
And they
Hi, I'm Miguel. I'm Anton Ray, and I am playing Miguel Tony, and I am the I'm the youngest brother, and I am the cleric of Saint Yig. And I sweep up, and I hang out with my family, and I try to keep everybody safe. And I'm just happy to be here and not locked in a closet or something.
And you give good advice, for doing the good stuff.
On the correct moral path, Mikey. You're the heart of the group.
Yeah. Hi, my name is Paul Masterson, but in this world and tonight I am Anthony Tony, aka Tony the Tool Boy, aka Triple T, aka lots of really cool friggin' names. I play a hybrid artificer wizard, and I roll around with my little mini army of Tiny Tony, who is my homunculus servant. He's a tiny version of me, my little artificer buddy, and he has his tiny Tony Tommy gun, which occasionally he uses. And then on my other shoulder, his Tony gun. And then on my other shoulder, I've got my wizard familiar. His name is Owl Capone. Don't you talk any trash about his beautiful big eyebrows. Otherwise, he will come for you. And so will all of us, because it's all about family. And we're here to do smart stuff. With that, we're looking for some cool stuff to do. I mean, at least I am.
Good to find some sparkly things and have a good time.
That's true. Yeah. Well, that's us.
All right.
We got some alcohol spritzes tonight. So, we're sipping on some alcohol spritzes.
Get nice and turned up. I love it. All right.
Turned down for what?
Yeah.
All
right, let's bring it over to Nate. Nate, how you doing tonight, bud?
I'm doing good. I'm Nate. I'm going to play Duke of the Joes, who is always ready to fight for freedom, and he will be there, or something to that effect. I forgot the actual lyrics to the song. I'm a ranger with a range of a large quantity of ranged weapons, and looking forward to fighting and shooting things with my vast knowledge of monsters.
Awesome. Love it, man. Glad to have you here tonight. Let's bring it over to Lauren. Lauren, how you doing?
Did it unmute?
No, you're good.
Okay. Hello, my name is Lauren. I play I play June O'Malley.
No trademark infringement here.
Sorcerer. No, you know what I was thinking of? I was thinking of those Aperol spritzers. That is like the most Italian thing. Personally, I'm having I made some Bangarang strawberry lemonade from scratch.
Nice.
Yummy.
Because I'm currently in week 24 of my enforced sobriety. But yeah, looking forward to getting back at it. It's been too long.
Absolutely. Yeah. And how's the rest of the adventuring party coming along? You're going to finally have a squad of 4, huh?
I am. Yes, he's doing really good.
Good. Very glad to hear that.
We're all very good.
Awesome. Well, definitely we'll come up with something that's good and obscure and elven for a name that'll probably get him beat up in school, but he'll love it in college. So, yeah. All right. Last introductions first in our hearts tonight. Let's bring it over to Matt.
Yes, I am Matt. I'm playing Kassan Jonar, a warrior hexblade murder hobo with a heart of gold, who follows around the Turtle Tonys as a non-turtle cousin. I fight for justice and the people's right to pick what they want to put on their Zaz. And I like slapshotting bad guys' heads off with my giant spectral glaive.
And he's very good at it too.
Yeah.
All right. Well, in that case, and I am your again, I am your dungeon master, JJ Abrams, courtesy with the lens flare here tonight. But
yo,
only
the best for the Total Tonys and crew.
Yeah, we're finally getting a budget for this thing. So where did we leave off after last session? Let's go on ahead and chat about that real quick. What did you guys do last session?
Down a door full of platinum mounds of coins and magical weapons.
No, that's what we were going to do before my computer wouldn't boot up. But so tonight we got to do something else. Yeah. Oh, it also has a mountain of lightsaber blades in there, or lightsabers in there, Matt.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
I think I'm forgetting.
The computer knew when to kick the bucket. Now it's got the most leverage possible to get whatever upgrades at once.
Exactly, pretty much. You know, and I think it's already sent you a Venmo invoice. So
yeah.
All right.
Was it last time or was it many times ago? I'm gonna need some help. There was the traps. Was that 2 times ago?
2 times ago.
Okay.
That was 2 times ago.
But then what do we fight? What do we have to fight through? What we fight?
There was some kind of like apparitions, and Kassan
The shadows
bravely
and the-
went screaming out of the barrows.
Yeah, there was shadows. Yeah, there was shadow creatures, and there was were they ghouls that we fought first, and then we ghasts, and then there were ghouls and ghasts,
They didn't smell very good.
and all sorts of things that we had to smash for alliteration purposes or porpoises. But
And then we found some reading stuff
yeah,
on a wall.
I found a great tome that was basically talking, giving some lore, and we
It's
found
pronounced tomb.
what's pronounced.
No,
tome?
we found the tome in
No,
the
I found a tome in the tomb. Yeah, I found like a nice
golden
yeah.
tomb.
I found a nice plaque, that had some
Nice
talk
golden
about
tomb.
like some
the vessel
about
with the pestles. The
Nurgle, I think, and some of the stuff of just talking about what had happened, and then we grabbed the arm of that statue. That
We
that
got the
had been
arm and the
broken off.
statue. We gotta go fix
And,
that.
then
it's
we,
gotta go mend it.
Then we found a basically
Yeah, we got
a body.
No, we
Well, but it was-
got the dwarf in
Yeah,
the elf's
yeah.
body. We got the dwarf in the elf's body,
Yeah.
and we left him in the crypt. The first where we went.
Oh, that's right. We hid him away.
Yeah.
We had to get back to town and tell Maza what we're doing. And I've been gone for a couple of weeks. I didn't write down a great thing, so I'm piecing this back together. That's what too many Zaz and Beers will do to you. But let's see, we miss anything else? So we went in there, we kicked ass, took names, killed gas, killed shadows, found the dwarf. We hid him away, and we were heading back to town.
nearly died.
Is this a
We
new
had.
one?
That's not what.
Well, you
Was
guys found the dwarf and the elf body. See if I can get rid of this.
Yeah,
That was a
That's
couple
what I said.
episodes
When you
ago,
had the
wasn't it?
thing.
and we hid him away. He had the
No,
yeah,
first you found the elf and the dwarf body, and now you found the dwarf and the elf body.
Yeah,
Yeah. We found the elf
Makes
who was
sense.
in the dwarf bot. No, we found the dwarf who was in the elf.
No,
Was
we
that
first
after
found-
the specters. I think I missed that part.
He's not
the
really
first
in the-
time we found the elf who's in the dwarf body,
Okay.
who's in Maz's, and we're keeping him
Okay,
super
see-
secret.
Okay, so now like as a player gig, I'm supposed to kill all undead, but they got souls, so those don't count as undead. So I don't know what to do with them.
Yeah, this kind of a Freaky Friday sort of thing.
I don't understand.
Is
They are dead, but it's also a
Okay,
thing I don't
okay,
understand.
Okay,
But yeah,
okay.
which
What was that,
shape
Tony?
is the elven body in? Like,
What's that?
is it what shape is the elven body in?
Well, they're really kind of thin.
Oh, you mean
With pointed
is
ears.
it in good shape or is it all jacked up? That's what
Is it
saying,
all
right?
like?
Well, I mean,
is
they're both
it
distinctly
mostly
dead.
dead?
They're both distinctly dead, and
Okay.
currently in yeah.
So I think the only thing that we don't know yet, which we're wondering whether it's a case of like whether this tiefling warlock that was part of the group, which we haven't seen yet, of whether he sold them out because we've seen some elf equals Nico, last cage dwarf equals John.
Little face-off action. I love it. Well put, sir. Well put. And it's good to see everybody in the chat here tonight. Thank you guys. I apologize for not noticing until now that we have guests. Glad to have you all. So thank you for hanging out.
Hello
So-
and howdy.
I had to get rid of the lens flare from able to be able to see the screen.
Yeah, you can only have it on certain shots.
Yeah.
like establishing shots.
So I
Like-
think we found 3 bodies so far of that 4-member crew. I think does that sound right?
But
Should not have
hit him
removed. I
with
should not have
barrow,
moved
like,
this because now it's
5 or
all screwed up.
something.
Yeah.
Do you remember? I don't know what number, but I can find it, but I don't know what number
Yeah.
the barrel was.
Well,
I told
I thought,
Greg.
as I recall, at the end of the last session, you guys actually brought him back to the outskirts of town.
No.
We hit him.
Remember? So remember our first Tony adventure?
Yeah.
Where we went to the crypt and I smashed the. I'm the only one who brought a blunt weapon, so I smashed all the, the skeletons. Yeah. So we hit him in that crypt.
Yeah, that's what I
I okay. I had it in my notes that you guys did something else, but all right, we can go with that.
Do we have someplace super secret on the edge of town? Because we wouldn't bring him near town because, some people are a little bit prejudicial.
Well, that's what I thought had happened. Is you guys had just left him outside of town overnight. So.
Oh, heck no.
Oh.
We can't trust these town people. Some of them are wahoos.
There's an inquisitor in town, and they don't understand like that. This isn't really undead. That this is like
it's like
else.
It's like a really bad za. It's like when people fold over and they make a calzone, and they're like, "Oh, it's a pizza." You're like, "No, that's not what that is."
Yeah.
You stop that right there.
I mean, I would have thought it was an undead, but Anthony told me that it wasn't.
No, they can talk to us.
And Frankie definitely said it. So, and if Frankie says it's something's the way it is, it is.
Yeah. So anyway,
Something's the way it is.
Junie, Kassan, did we forget anything? Because I don't think Duke was with us, right? You were off scouting about and keeping people safe. And
I don't think I was there.
Junie had a deadline.
Oh,
Yeah,
right. Does that
I
sound
wasn't present for the finding of the dwarf and the elf body.
Gotcha.
I was guarding
That's right.
the
Yeah, at that
outside
point,
of the
you'd
tomb.
been feared and had run out of the dungeon.
Bravely ran
Yeah.
out of the dungeon.
All right.
So we should go get that guy because we locked him in a crypt overnight.
Well, we got to talk to Mazza, see what's going on. You don't have to talk to him. You stay outside, plausible deniability.
I like him.
All right.
He's a little bit,
do.
I think he's good buddies.
Well, then in that case, how do you guys want to start this tonight?
I think, are we getting back to town towards, you're saying like we come back to town, we get back to town without like, what do you say, incident, right?
Yeah. I mean, what would you define as incident? Let me ask you that. Well, let's just see what it is you're trying. What is your highest priority of trying to avoid?
To have to, well, especially because I clicked on my long rest and reset stuff of having to, punch things in the
We got a
face.
long rest after the last adventures, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
Is what he's saying.
Oh,
Okay, good.
Okay, good. Yeah.
Yeah, because you guys made it back to town last session, and now so this is the next day.
Gotcha.
I mean, they can go talk to Mazza. I'll keep working on writing
Yeah. Okay.
because we want to make scrolls, and I don't really know how to write very well, so I'm going to practice that while they go talk to that jerk.
So I think so I think we need to talk to Mazza, and I don't know whether we cover it up by saying we found some cool stuff to see whether he wants to like trade, but we need to go and talk to Mazza
Okay.
to like let him know what's up.
So who wants to head over to Maz's? All right. Tony does. All right. Everybody, Duke, are you heading over there with the rest of the
Yeah,
party?
I'll stay with everyone else.
Okay. Sounds good. So everybody except Miggy. Cool. Miggy, what are you doing in the meantime?
I'm gonna sit in our room, and I'm going to work on my writing and make sure my letters are shaped the right way from the cheat sheet that Anthony got me, because we're gonna make some scrolls.
You should also maybe want to be a nice little letter. Say how he's doing.
I can't. That's too
Oh, you
much.
absolutely should. He's your buddy.
No. I mean, I really can't. I can't write that well.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll just start on it. I'll help you out with the letters if
I
I'll let
keep
you know.
turning them around the wrong way.
That's okay.
I'll make it work.
All right.
One of these days, you're gonna be a calligrapher. I tell you, you keep working hard like you do. Mwah. Ponies never fail.
Gotcha.
All right. Hold on 1 second here. Where is... here we are. So, you guys all head off to Maz's tower. In the meantime, Miggy, you're just hanging out up in your room up at the early grave, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. There is a knock at the door.
Oh, okay. I'll open it a crack. I'm not supposed to hello.
Standing outside, you recognize one of the serving girls, Egret, serving women, I should say. Egret is the 6 foot tall redhead with the long braids, and she's like, "Hey, you got somebody asking about you downstairs. It's one of them church folk from across the way. It's the green one.
Okay.
They're looking for you."
But Frankie isn't here.
Well, they're not asking for Frankie, mate. They're looking for you.
Oh, okay. Okay, I'll be down in a minute.
I'll let them know. And she heads back downstairs. So what do you want to do?
Is there a window? I don't know what to do. I don't have Frankie here. Is there a window I can sneak out?
I mean, yeah, there's a window. I mean, you're on the second story. There is a window.
Is it too little for my shell?
I mean, you are a larger than average creature. So let's say high or low.
Low.
Okay. Pick a number between 1 and 100.
Okay. We're gonna go with 47.
Ooh, good number.
Good number. Love it.
Unfortunately, the window is you open it up, and it opens up about halfway, and there's double pane glass there now, and there's just no way you're going to be able to squeeze through that.
Oh. Okay. All right. I'm gonna go downstairs.
Okay. As you come down, it's a little bit later in the morning than usual. Normally, you folks would be heading out to the Barrows at this point, or you would have already headed out. But since today, you have other items on your agenda. There's morning light is streaming in the windows. The tavern is not exactly bustling with activity, but there are you see folks who are kind of like the regulars coming in after all of the adventurers for the day have headed off for the morning on their way down to the Barrows, and you see clad in the monk's robes of Saint Yig of his order, Gamdar, the half orc acolyte of the church. He's a more recent addition to the local shrine, and he looks about kind of almost uncomfortable amongst what could be considered the unsavory, unwashed adventurers in the place, and he just kind of is standing in the middle of the room, not looking at anything in particular, but just looking very uncomfortable. And he spots you coming down the stairs and kind of nods and good morning.
Yeah. Morning. It is. It's it's morning.
Brother Othar sent me over here to check in with you.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm here. How are you?
Fine. What progress have you made with your group?
Oh, okay. Oh,
and,
okay.
So, yeah, you kind of like get all excited, and he stops talking and just looks at you intently, like, okay, yeah.
Okay, so we went in, and there were some ghasts, and we put the ghast down. We killed them, but then there were these shadow undead creatures things, and they were like we mentioned. I used like the power of the light of Yig, and we killed them, and then we found an amulet, and then we went to another crypt. And then, yeah, nothing else interesting.
Make a deception check on that.
Nothing interesting happened.
A big broad definition of what is interesting to certain people.
No interesting events happened in this direction.
Same as you. Yeah.
These are not the undead you're looking for.
Persuasion, deception. Yeah.
What'd you get?
17.
17. Okay. All right. That's actually a really solid roll.
We came in. We came up with a couple new kinds of Zaz, and then we brought some stuff back. We found a tome in the tomb.
What kind of tome?
I thought it should be Tom's tome in the tomb. I don't know. I couldn't really read it. I'm not so good at reading. But they took it over to that jerk in the tower because we couldn't read it. And there was a couple of bracelets and stuff like that we were gonna go get appraised, and something about looking for magical thingies. I don't know.
Well, but what kind of progress have you made figuring out why we're detecting undead within the village? That's been your assignment.
Well,
it's been like this for days now.
Well, I mean, I just didn't find anything, and there's a lot of other stuff going on, and I get distracted by stuff times. You know, I don't really know why. I mean, we found that when we went patrolling, there was like a vampire. We killed him though, and so we've been seeing a lot of tracks from the Barrows, things heading in. So I don't know specifically, but I don't know. Anthony would know better, but he's not here to tell you.
Well, but Anthony is not a brother of the church. You are. And you have a holy responsibility.
Yeah, but I killed the ghast, and I killed the shadows, and I killed the vampire. I'm doing my job. I'm sorry if I'm not.
Are you?
I'm sorry if I haven't figured it out. How many of them have you laid to rest recently?
That's not my job. But we're interested in learning more about this tomb. I think Brother Othar will be very interested to learn about this tomb or tome that you found in the tomb.
Tom's Tome of the Tomb. Yeah, I don't know. So it was about yay big. I think it was yay big.
So it was a book.
I think so. I think it was a book.
It was a stone tablet.
Oh, it was stone tablet. No, it's a tablet. And then.
And you don't know what it said.
I don't think it was one of the. It was. I don't think it was a Nurgle tablet like the last one that I just smashed when I saw it, because I couldn't read it, and I didn't recognize anything on it. So I think they're getting it looked at to see if we need to smash it or not. Because there was a statue of Nurgle.
You found
altar, and we smashed that. I reconsecrated a room that was used for worship of Nurgle, and we cleansed that. But I don't know why, and then there was like the undead minotaurs, and so like the things are getting more powerful down there. Like things are waking up, and I think all the killing of the other things are starting to make whatever's big down there I think we're making mad. I don't know if that's really doing my job right, but it feels like if more powerful undead are showing up and getting mad, it feels like I'm doing something right, but I'm just not sure. I'll have to pray on it.
Yes, indeed. Well, when you find any more tablets, bring them to me and to the church. We know how to handle such things, but first we need to know more about what's going on down there. You can't just casually smash these things. We need to research them, and then we can dispose of them properly. But you said that you smashed a statue?
Yeah, there was a. Well, I didn't do it. Frankie did it. That was the day that we had me doing I was in communion all day, and then they encountered a statue down there without me, and then broke it. They just thought, what would I do? And so they smashed it. But
All right.
That's funny. These 15 commandments.
10 commandments. Yeah.
Inspiration to you.
Yeah. Okay. He looks a little perturbed. From what you can tell. Gamdar looks a little concerned about everything that you're telling him. And he says, he asks you, Brother Othar asked me to ask you about your loyalties. One-on-one. Brother to brother.
My loyalties?
Yeah. You follow you follow the church, but yet we fear that you might be under poor influences that pull you away from the values of Saint Diego.
How do I put this? I'm a total Tony, and I'm a priest to Saint Yig. Now, Saint Yig taught me everything I need to know about what's good and right and everything else, but also know that, like, my family are full of good people. We do good in this world. We save the people who need saving. We put down the things that need putting down. And I don't particularly take that very well. I don't like your implications, sir. And I would suggest you take that question back and pray to Saint Yig for your guidance so that I don't come and ask you about your loyalty.
But I hope Frankie and Tony don't hear about this. And I'll have a different conversation.
Insight check.
Oh no! Oh no! Insight I'm good at. I rolled 3, of course.
So a total of 9 with a +6.
Oh my god.
For a total of 9. Okay. He's obviously very put off by all of this. And he basically mutters something about, well, I'm just doing what Brother Othar asked me to do. I mean, I'm not looking for any trouble. You know?
Mm-hmm.
But
I'm like making a fist. I'm getting angry.
Well, we'll see you at services.
I will see you there. Go in peace. Go in peace, brother. And the light of Saint Yig bless you.
And you. And he turns and kind of watches over his shoulder a little bit as he walks out the door. And then just heads across the way to the church. Give me a perception check.
20.
Nice.
Jesus. Okay. You see Celia, the other acolyte of Saint Dieg, heading remotely off in the direction of Maz's tower. Same direction that the rest of your brethren went in, not a few minutes ago.
Okay,
they pass. She and Gamdar, kind of like pass almost like two ships in the night in the middle of or on different ends of the quad, and they kind of just look at each other with a bit of a nod. In the meantime, and what is it you want to do, Anton?
Oh, I'm gonna start heading out that way, but it's gonna be cut away from me because she'll be.
Yeah, if you want to start heading after them, heading after Celia, go for it. We will get to that. But all right, for the rest of the party, you guys head over to Maz's tower.
Yeah.
All right. You approach the tower. It looks rickety as ever. As you're looking around, it's like, wow, did another brick fall off this thing? I'm surprised. It's like really, it's like that point. This thing looks like a end game of Jenga personified. Don't
have a lot of typos in your paper.
Yeah. So, you knock on the door. Yes. You hear actually a magic mouth kind of appears on the door, and you hear, "Yes, who is it?"
It's the Donis.
Oh, hey, yes, come on inside. I'm on the upper level, and the door pops open.
So go on in.
Yep.
Just kind of yell on up. Hey, there ain't any sort of like stairs I shouldn't step on, etc. I know you're like like really good at building stuff, and so sometimes like I built traps and stuff. I built, so I make sure I don't step on nothing I'm not supposed to.
The door, once you guys are all inside, the door slams shut directly behind you. Nope, it's fine. Come on up.
That'll do it. All right.
Okie doke. Start walking on up.
And yeah, you basically go upstairs into the upper level of this tower, and give me just a round of wisdom check, straight wisdom, not even a save, just like roll d20 plus your wisdom modifier.
I got an 18.
18.
Son got a 1. Excellent.
Well, you're not there, Miggy.
Tracks.
Well, I'm just reading
So
it.
he's saying I got the one.
Oh, sorry, Matt.
Yeah.
I got a 3.
3.
I got a
Okay.
6.
6.
Maybe I'm on drugs. I don't know.
Duke, what'd you get? 10. All right. So Paul, as you're looking about, you notice, like, you remember seeing the outside of this tower and like the gaping holes and stuff like that. On the inside looks pretty fortified. You're just noticing this for the first time, that as you're going up and around here, there's a perceivable tilt to the building, but it's solid. And no holes, no gaps, no breeze going through it. No, this is solid stonework.
Yeah.
So as you get up there, you see Maz's. You come up around the spiral staircase up into this room, and in this room there's towers of books and piles of scrolls and tables, and the daylight streams through a window from high up, just kind of shoom, and almost as if the window was strategically placed, that the sunlight comes right through it and lands directly onto a podium where whatever tome Mazis is currently sitting in front of inscribing in is placed directly into the sunlight. And you see him kind of hunched over, his wizard's hat kind of cockeyed, and he's quickly inscribing something. Seems very, very excited about it. And when he hears you, after about a moment, you guys are up there, and you kind of like, he's like, yes, and he slams the book shut, turns around and says, yes, well, it's good to see all of you. Glad to see you are all alive and in good health. What news?
Well, first of all, I just got to compliment you on your illusory work on the outside of this building, because walking up, it looked like there was, bricks about to be falling, etc. And inside, I can see, this is a nice little, some nice digs you got setting up here.
Oh, you noticed. Oh, I always thought you were the smart one. Very good. Glad. Thank you. I appreciate. You obviously have a fellow Arcanist eye if you can notice this kind of craftsmanship. So, cheers to that.
So, update. Seems like people still very much on edge. That people are looking around, as we talked about. But we found what we're hoping is the other part of this little kerfuffle. We found the elf body that the dwarf is in. Whereas before we found you got the elf who's in the dwarf body. So we got him stashed in a little out of the way place, because we didn't want to bring him near town, because there's a lot of these folks of St. Yig. They seem like they're a little bit on the warpath. Like they're not really trying to solve problems. They seem to be kind of trying to stop problems.
Well, as I'll reserve my judgment. Oh, your brother Miguel is not here. Yeah, fuck those guys. They're absolute. Just pains in my. Yes, I have no love for the church and any of their guiding holy light or any of that other garbage. They absolutely cause far more problems than they're worth. And if it wasn't for them, I would be able to do all kinds of research on death and maybe even be able to solve this problem, or at least be able to harness the power of the undead to my own. Never mind. Anyhow,
Hey, don't go doing nothing crazy, okay? You know, some doors should be kept closed. You know.
but what about having what if we had a workforce that never tired? What if we had an army that never wore down or felt fear?
I feel like I've heard some stories about this stuff going kind of south. I'm just saying. Maybe we table this for another time, but like I feel like I grew up with some bedtime stories about how that didn't go so good for the people who decided to try and do that. It's kind of like the
well, those previous ones weren't me, but that's besides the point.
Anyway,
That's usually the mentality that starts the slippery slope. But
when people say,
what do I
"Hey,
know?"
this bomb ain't gonna blow up in my face,"
and he just.
But anywho,
I think I have to do some reconsidering. I understand. Well, I will tell you this. I have been doing some research on your friend Haywood, and Haywood is he is currently downstairs. I've put him in a stasis field because, well, frankly, he was rotting all over the place, and it is so hard to get the flakes of dead skin to sweep them up constantly. So he's downstairs in the lowest levels of the tower, preserved. I have a feeling that how familiar are you with the concept of the preservation of a soul and the different ways to do that?
I don't know. How familiar am I with that? Would it be?
Give me an Arcana check. Yeah.
23.
All right. Yeah, you've read up a little bit on different ways of like phylacteries and stuff like that for no particular reason. Not at all. Like
Building stuff, you're theoretical energy conservation and such.
Yeah, I mean, you've actually read up on the idea of like soul batteries and stuff like that. So not just the idea of using preserving a soul, but harnessing the energy of it. So yeah, you want to talk about controversial science hot takes? There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. He. How familiar are you with? Kind of looks about a little bit and leans in close, and he's like, "How familiar are you with the concept of a phylactery?"
Oh, I've read a few books about it. Some different applications, be it for weapons, armor, all sorts of different things.
Weapons and armor from a phylactery, really?
Oh yeah, you can use them like batteries. All sorts of people doing all sorts of crazy stuff where we're from.
And where are you from again?
We're from the shore.
Interesting.
The one and only.
I will have to.
Yeah, like a sardine phylactery.
Hey, it's
like,
Frankie.
Like a tuna phylactery. Oh, and what was that? The linen phylactery.
Frankie.
I understand. Okay, well, that explains an awful lot. Yes. No, a phylactery is a container for a soul.
Yeah. He's talking about phylacteries. I'm talking about phylacteries, but yeah.
Again, the educated one. Yes, I understand.
Oh, sorry.
I think, my friend, that there is a lesser form of a phylactery that is called a magic jar.
Uh-huh.
Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah.
Actually, with the 23, you absolutely have. You know that it's a higher level, like mid-range to higher level. I want to say School of Necromancy. I don't have it in front of me right now. I should have it in front of me. Magic jar, 5e. Here we go. Always put the 5e at the end of all of your internet searches, so the FBI does not send the guys in the send the fast response teams.
Or as people have said, if it seems true, you can also add Your Honor.
I love it.
Your Honor in it. Do it. Your Honor. No, don't say that.
All right. So Yeah, it's a mid to upper level necromancy spell. In speaking with Haywood, I've learned that they'd come upon a cache of scrolls, and that they hadn't that the arcanist Shensen had not been able to decipher them. But
Tiefling.
I have a feeling. I have a feeling that they may have stumbled upon a scroll of this spell, and in their desperation to save the party after they were all decimated this this trap, that they may have attempted to cast this scroll, which was well above their ability level, and a disaster ensued. That would be my hypothesis. Haywood, unfortunately, is short on details because, of course, they were deceased at the time.
Yeah. See, what do I tell you?
Yeah.
Bad things can happen from all that reading.
Hey, no. This is you just gotta know what you're doing, Frankie. This is where the essence of a saying back home goes of you fuck around, you find out. You gotta know what you're fucking around with.
They
You
fucked
gotta
around. And
you
found
don't
out.
you don't fuck around with things you don't know what
Should
you're
Frankie
fucking.
roll for wisdom? Or what's that?
You don't fuck what you don't know. It's
That's true.
it's just, Frankie, you know this. You're a dangerous man in that way.
Well,
That's why you warn that person.
Not without protection, at least.
Exactly.
Hey, Julian, you know what I'm talking.
June knows.
Or as Vicky would always say, you need some coconut oil for that.
Hey.
yowza. All right.
Don't ask about that.
So, yeah.
Frankie.
Now, the magic jar is a spell that allows a sorcerer or wizard to take their soul from their body and put it in this inanimate object for storage and safekeeping. But from there, they can also attempt to take over another's body using the. That's the second part of the spell that doesn't get talked about very much because obviously there are concerns about consent among other things. But yes, there are those who are the less than savory who will use the magic jar to take the soul of another, stick it in there, and then they will go around and inhabit the body.
Sticking it in there.
Just sticking it in there.
But I have a
No.
feeling I have a feeling that in not knowing how the spell worked, the way it seems to me is that it seems like the bodies are currently being jars for each other's souls.
Yeah.
Oh.
So do we need to bring? Do we? I mean, what? I mean, you're more well versed in this. I mean, do we need to bring basically Renfro's body back here? That's got
I'm not certain. Honestly, I'm not certain. I've never encountered a situation like this before where a spell could have gone so horribly wrong. But I would think that the first thing we need to do is get them back together, and see if they can therefore put themselves back in, or see if they can transport themselves back into the correct bodies. Now, the concern that I have is that if they get back into their bodies and their bodies have been slain, they may just go on to whatever afterlife awaits them. But this might have also had a preserving effect. Do you have any way to revivify someone who has just recently experienced death?
Sounds familiar.
I think we might have a scroll of that. We can try and get
We can
some.
do it once, and in about 60 XP, we can do it as many as we want.
It's a good thing I'm running this now then. Can't make it too easy for you guys.
Do you got any scrolls of revivify?
Do I look like a cleric?
You look like a guy who's very capable and likes to collect lots of things that are very valuable.
You look
and
very
that's,
smart.
I am very smart, but I do not I don't waste my time with magics that I cannot cast, and that is if you need that kind of scroll, you need it from the godly sorts. You will not find that here.
Okay, Vicky. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Next glass of Merlot is on me. Don't worry about it. Not trying to be rude.
Okay, so do you want to be going with us, or are you just saying like we need to get them together, or bring one of them back here?
No, the church here has been nosing around a lot more. I'm having to spend a significant amount of effort to keep up my my wards and my defenses against scrying and detection and other sorts of nosiness. If they were to find out that I was playing host to a zombie, whether or not this one actually is sentient or not, or being a jar, as it were.
A sick person. We know these there. You know, that's, you know, just because they're not very good with words doesn't mean that they don't, you know, we just got to correct them. A person who is not in premium health.
I fear that that this particular church lacks the ability to discern that kind of nuance. So the less I can be seen out
these
there.
Guys, how much sway these guys actually got? You know, like
the church?
Yeah.
How much sway does the church
There's
have?
a bunch of churches around here.
I will tell you right now, I am very concerned about the amount of sway the church is getting. You do realize that they have converted the Iron Guard family.
Oh, okay.
And
Well,
that is the family that is
yeah,
the Duke. Yes, the entire family has been converted. Now, we shall not talk about how often we see the Duke's son coming from the brothel around the corner, on Sunday afternoons after spending the morning in services. But they do at least have. The church has a very large amount of sway within this area, so I would tread very cautiously.
So you thinking we meet up outside of town? Like we go and get the other guy and we meet up outside of town? Or what are you thinking?
I don't know. I think if we are going to bring them here, we need to do it quickly. But we need to know exactly what it is that we're going to try to do.
Well, I think it sounds like we need a second scroll of Revivify.
Yes.
And it sounds like we need to bring them here someplace that's safe.
I think here is safe enough for the moment, but I wish not to draw too much more ire of the local leadership. I don't need them nosing about in my business.
Yeah, what are you thinking, Frankie?
Yeah, I was just thinking that we came to like march this guy through the middle of town. We need some kind of like portal or distraction or like sacred amulet of hiding or something. I don't know.
Maybe a good
wizard thing.
You got anything that could make could make them look not good if we're going kind of near the outskirts of town.
Camouflage.
Any sort of like magical portal.
I may. Hold on one moment.
So you're saying there's a chance?
Nat 20. He goes over to a chest, opens it up, and starts pulling stuff out. Pulls out a cloak, pulls out what looks to be a wand, pulls out what looks to be a gigantic staff with a crystal in it, and a bunch of other stuff. Dung, dung, dung. Finally, poof, dusts it off, and it's a hat. It's a wizard's hat from the looks of it. But he takes off his blue one with the stars on it, and this one, the one that he wears typically, is the conical one. Think Merlin in Sword in the Stone, except for the fact that it's kind of like worn and bent, and and is looks like it's seen its age, But he takes this other one on. This is a lot more like the sorting hat, where it is like big and tall and brown, but it has the very wide brim around it. And he says, "Hold on one moment," and he watch this. Puts it on, mutters a command word, and suddenly in front of you stands a young woman in pink robes and with long purple hair and carries a yeah. I mean, and she also has a hat on that looks very similar to the same general shape as the sorting hat, but different color and looks to be made of a different material. And she opens her mouth, and she sounds just like Maz's. This is a limited illusion item that will fool people visually, but it will not change voice. It will not change how someone moves or walks. But it will change an individual's general appearance. So as long as you can get in quickly without too much trouble or anyone
Does it always
stopping you.
change you to this appearance, or is it different each time you use it?
This is different each time you use it. The person can use it to create their own. I did this obviously because this is about as opposite of me as you can get, and this is just to simply illustrate my point. The individual can dictate their own look, but there are limitations. They have to. It is a visual illusion only. If they were to be touched, people could poke holes and disbelieve the illusion. Obviously, sound is different. Smell.
I know that the church is using like detection spells to detect undead. Well, it won't defeat that.
Probably not.
No.
So you would want to get them in here quickly. Where my I guess for lack of a better term, my ways of spoiling their detection methods can be in place. If you get them within the tower, we will buy ourselves some time. But we also need that scroll of revivify. So
we got one, so we need two, right?
Yes, I understand that you already have one, which is good. We need two, though, if we wish to save both of these individuals. So, how would you like to go about acquiring a second one?
Well, let's see. Do we know any go-betweens? Because it seems like the folks at Yig Central are being a little bit not helpful. I don't know if anybody got any go-betweens or anywhere else that might have one, or whether they even got one. Another one. I think we got one from them.
I feel like we need to just pull a job.
What do you mean, like go on in and just take it, or
I feel like we're gonna need to pull a job.
All right, we can go on in there. We can talk. He's like, hey, this is what we need. Where's the? We're looking for some scrolls. What do you got? We got some gold. We got some credit. Okay.
All right. So Mazas kind of nods and simply says, "Okay, very well. Well, I would suggest that if you're going to go about doing anything like that, do it quickly, because I think that these folks are not stupid. The longer that we take here, the more likely it is that I'm going to run out of ways to deflect their scent, and at one point they're going to come showing up at my door with torches and pitchforks, and I'd rather avoid that if at all possible."
Yeah, I agree. That doesn't sound good for them, right? Because I can't imagine that you don't have a number of defenses on this tower, and wouldn't be a good thing for create a bunch of Krispies out of the townsfolks.
Krispy Kremes.
Yeah, yo. So unless is there anyone other than the Yiggies here that in the area who any paladins that ain't so kind of contrary to actually fucking helping people?
Well, there are a number of other deities. You could try and find some who worship the old gods. Saint Yig, being the most righteous of the Futurists, as they are, would be the most likely to have a traditional magic item as we have come to know it. But perhaps
Well, I'll go knock on the door and see what but if you got somebody else in the area, just in case, it's always nice to have a backup plan. Right,
Well,
Frankie?
But have backup plan just kind of keep going. See what's up.
Make a distraction. What do you think, Kastan? What do you think, Junie? How's this all sounding to you?
I think it's our best bet. Just get him in here quick.
Yeah.
I wonder if there's anyone. I wonder if there's anyone from the Church of Sylvanus that might be able to assist us.
I wonder if there's a way that while we're moving him from the crypt to the tower, to distract the people at St. Yeg so that they're not watching the wards.
Well, do you know anything about these wards that they got set up, like where they go, whether they're like sending stones, where they got one on them and it kind of is giving a report, or whether it's like back at the church?
I don't know anything about their efforts, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It all seems very, very odd to me. I think that they've got things going on here more than we know about, and things are getting a little strange and suspicious.
Where would we find this this Church of Sylvanus?
I know that there is a shrine to Sylvanus off in the woods about an hour's walk west of here. Now, whether or not any of the priests of Sylvanus or any of the druids of Sylvanus are still there, that remains to be seen. But there is a shrine. And even still, if you were to find them, I don't know if they would have a scroll or the ability to cast or revivify. But I suppose it doesn't hurt to check.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think we have some semblance of a plan.
Yep.
I bid you good luck.
Can you show us on a map or something where this hour's walk away shrine is? Because there's a lot of stuff that's an hour away.
I don't venture out there myself. So I would recommend. Honestly, there are those who are.
Is this something that you think Stenwick would know? Stenwick's our good buddy.
Stenwick, perhaps not. I know that many folk around here have recently converted and have forsaken the old gods. But between you and me, there are a few folks who are very stubborn in their faith, and some are a little outspoken about it. I would recommend perhaps give me a wisdom check.
Just a straight wisdom check.
Yeah, straight wisdom check, just to see if you remember a few things.
I got a 9. Looks like Junie got a 6. Vicky, you got a roll on this?
Is this you?
I think we're
No.
all. Vicky got a 10. Kassan got a 15, eh? Kassan.
Kassan, you remember Bolo making a couple of rather pointed comments about the church and about the old gods once, and a very it was a very unseemly outburst at Miggy at one point when he was kind of criticizing him for being a part of the Church of St. Yeg.
Mention that. Remember when that Bolo guy kind of talked shit to Miggy?
Oh yeah, that sounds yeah.
I would also say that Valeron, the local bowyer, he does not strike me as the kind who would be a church-going folk.
Definitely a paladin from a different church. An elder god that might feel threatened would be a good bet too, because it wouldn't be going against their.
Oh, there are no
Wow.
paladins of Sylvanus. The closest there are there's an order of rangers dedicated to, or there was an ancient order of rangers dedicated to defending the forests and the green, and ensuring the cycle of life in nature. But I think that I feel like their numbers are all but gone.
Yeah, we used to call them Green Berets.
Someone has been studying their local history.
Interesting.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
at this point, Mazza said you you should get on the move and whatever it is you're going to do. The less I know about it, probably the better.
Sounds good. Okay, we'll see you soon. All right, so we're gonna go back to the. And we go back when we get outside. Is Miggy on his way over?
Give me a round of perception checks. All right.
Are you?
14.
14?
I got 13.
13?
Junie, what
Also
do you get?
14. Also 14.
Okay. As you guys are all coming out of the tower, the door opens, and you notice that kind of like across there's about 50, 70 feet of, kind of like open green field, and then there's kind of like a little bit of a tree line. And in the tree line, you notice standing there a woman, someone who you'd recognize from the Church of Saint Dieg. She's wearing the habit of a member of that clergy. You've spoken with her before. You've seen her in the church, Celia. She stands there, and she kind of is. Her eyes are closed, and her fingers are at her temple, and she seems to be muttering to herself. And when the door opens, her eyes kind of snap open, and she looks directly at you all with surprise. I'd rolled really, really incredibly poorly on my hide check or my stealth check. So, yeah. So you guys all come out, and you basically just see her kind of like standing there along the tree line. And yeah, Mickey, you're not too far away at this point. You're kind of like coming over, heading in her direction.
Okay. I go over and I stand next to her, cross my arms and stare down at her. Well, I'm not actually very tall, so I stare up, kind of slightly up at her.
She wouldn't let you get that close, actually. As you're approaching, her eyes open. She sees the party coming out. She looks over. She sees you, and she just kind of like looks at all of you and nods and just starts walking back towards the church with purpose.
I try and stride towards her, and I say, "Excuse me, miss. Excuse me. I would like a word."
If you be looking for a word, I recommend that you be speaking with Brother Othar.
Is he the one I need to talk to?
The good Lord knows I've got plenty of words to be speaking to him myself right now.
Oh yeah, what's that about?
None of your business, my friend.
Oh, that's a bit rude. We've been very kind towards you, and you don't got words for me. That's not quite.
Okay.
I don't see. Yeah, we took your
At this point, she's just going, and she doesn't even break stride. So, are you guys trying to keep pace with her?
No. I think I noticed that Miggy is being short with her, and I say, "You okay? Something happened?"
They threatened my family.
They threatened
The family.
Wait. They threatened the.
It's gonna be a no for us. No for us.
Frankie being like, "What do you mean they threatened the family? Who? Who?"
They implied some things and said some words I didn't really understand, but I knew they weren't good.
What are these guys saying?
They were saying that we were no good and that
What?
you guys were bad influences.
What?
And, yeah.
We're
And
family.
like where my loyalties lie. And I told them I do the good work at St. Yig and I am a total Tony.
Oh, we're gonna go and talk to him about this.
No. What? Go smash in the door and then they'll be like, oh, that proves our point. No, we go out and we do the right thing.
Yeah, well,
I turn and I look right at both of you and Frankie. We're gonna do the right thing.
oh, we're doing the right thing. Yeah, we need another scroll. How many scrolls of Revivify we got?
We got one.
Okay, we need 2.
I don't know.
Do we know if they got any more scrolls of Revivify, Mickey?
That's not an option.
Oh, we don't think we can get nothing from them right now? All right. Well, I'm gonna have
Lot
some
of
choice words for
options.
them.
Well,
Yeah,
keep
me
in
too.
mind if the Duke's family converted to Yig, then as much as it would be nice to go over there and slap a few people around, that could lead to some serious thorns in our sides.
That's true.
They're
Absolutely.
not
Yeah.
evil. They're just misguided.
I'm not saying they're evil. Yeah, I'm not
I'm
saying
just
that.
going to say that at the moment, any real confrontations should probably wait until, we're not trying to sneak
You're not wrong. So they
bodies.
probably can't get thrown. So they don't seem like they're gonna be
What?
sick. Hey, we'll talk about it outside. It's about helping people. We should probably go talk to Valoron.
This is why they think you're a bad influence.
All right.
Hey, we're trying to help people. I'm not. We're trying to help people. These people. What?
All right. So you guys want to head off and talk to Valoron?
Miggy,
Yeah.
I think all you need to know is that if we succeed, we'll have 2 alive people and 0 dead people.
I mean, 2's better than 0 with alive people.
It is.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's good math right there. That's like easy math.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. Because you know what? Junie knows how to handle this. Yeah, that's why I always rely on Junie. You're good on you, Junie.
All right. I don't want too much more botting of Seth's character at this point. I don't want him. I mean, not that you guys are doing a bad job or anything, but
You know what
I don't
Seth
think there's
wants?
anything he would disagree
Seth
with.
wants the XP so he can keep pace. And he's got a bunch of trained actors puppeting him. Unfortunately, he's not being Elmo'd.
all right. Well, we'll let me be the only one doing multiple conversation characters right now. But anyhow, yeah, I think now's a good time. Let's go on ahead and take our 10 real quick. Everybody get a fresh drink, get up, stretch. Back in about 10 minutes, and yeah, this is a good spot. We'll take our commercial break here. Come back, and you guys will be talking to Valoron. Alrighty.
Sounds great.
Sounds like a plan.
We'll be right back.
Thank you, 10.
All right, I think we can go on ahead and bring it on back. All right, Matt, Lauren, whenever you guys want to hop back on.
Hey, no rush, you beautiful people, but we're missing your beautiful mugs.
There you go. Good way to put that. Good way to put that. I like that.
Hey,
It's a ski shot.
Hey.
it's on.
Hey, yo.
Hey.
Yes.
Alrighty. So we're all back. Okay. So you leave the tower. Celia sees y'all, and she's clearly going back to the church as a woman on a mission. And you've decided to go and seek out Valoron, the local Fletcher, and Bowyer.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Turning away from the church, you head towards the outskirts of the village. A simple hut that you know to be the home of Valoron. Outside, you see.
And Mazda gave us a hat, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys do have the hat of disguise. Outside of the house, or the small house, you see what looks to be leather being leather hanging out after being tanned, and looks like it's going through a bit of a drying or curing process. You also see a pile of what looks to be tree branches and other things that are probably going to get carved into bows, arrows, etc. And you even see a what looks to be a bird hutch. Yeah, and inside are a variety of birds of all shapes and sizes hanging out relatively peacefully. And if you look close enough, you'll recognize that the feathers, the plumage on some of these birds looks very similar to the feathers, the fletchings on some of the arrows that have been sold in town.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
Locally grown.
local buds.
Yep. So
He's got a hut door, or what? What sort of shop he's got? Yeah.
yeah, it's he's got a door, but you actually do hear the sound of wood, like wood scraping on wood coming from around to the side, and you actually do see him see a younger elf, but then again, young and elf are all relative terms. He's got long black hair tied back in a knot at the moment, mostly up and out of his way. He wears an apron, a workman's apron, over simple form-fitting clothes. He's a light, lithe figure with skilled hands, currently working a plane over a piece of wood that it looks like is eventually getting shaped into a new bow. He has goggles on, and as he hears you approach, he looks up, puts them on his forehead, looks over, and says, "Oh, good day, friends. Your reputation precedes you. I believe you are the Total Tonys, yes?"
What gave us away? Was it the shells, the green skin, or just our generally friendly dispositions?
Well, I could hear you coming from all the way across town, so your reputation literally does precede you, he says with a little bit of a wry grin.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Hey, so we're trying to solve a little problem, and we heard you might be able to assist us. We're trying to help out two individuals. One's a dwarf, one's an Eladrian elf. And it kind of seems like a lot of people are basically like just ready to basically let people like die around here, which we think is kind of strange because like people should be helping people. At least that's what we do where we're coming from. Like if people need help, you help them. So we thought we're kind of trying to find a priest of Sylvanas. And we know there's a place out in the forest, and we kind of gathered that you're not a big fan of Yig, which my brother Miggy, he's like an actual follower of them, like where he's about helping people, not about like telling people how to be. So don't worry about like he's not like them. He
does kind of coolly regard Miggy. Yeah.
Yeah, like they just berated my brother for wanting to help people as opposed to like not thinking about the actual teachings of Yig, which is strange. I don't know if this happens a lot around here. It's not how it is where we came from. But I think you get the little bit of the gist of what we're trying to do. This is Junie and Duke and Kassan and Vicky. Hopefully you heard we kind of our thing is no good deed goes unpunished, right? But we say still nonetheless you do good deeds because that's what you're supposed to do if you want the world to be good. Do you think do you know of any clerics of Sylvanas that are in the area, or where we'd be able to maybe find one?
Cleric of Sylvanas.
Yeah, but Frankie's not here. no more.
Kind of furrows his brow and thinks for a moment, and the teachings of Sylvanus don't normally have a church-like order. You don't run into clerics of them very often.
Apologies.
It's all right. It's not everyone is familiar with the old ways. It feels like that our numbers grow smaller and smaller every day now, as those who pick up the new gods forget where they came from. That is one of the things about my people, is that with such long life comes long memory. Now, what you would be seeking would be a member of the Grove. And he thinks real hard. He's like, I can't think of anyone who has openly been a member of the Grove in quite some time. Ever since the new gods, or ever since worshippers of the new gods have come in, it's not just a matter of the new ways being more popular, but practitioners of the old ways, if they didn't convert, it was made clear they were no longer welcome.
That's not good.
So, if you are going to be seeking, there is a shrine to Sylvanus, and to, and you may also find similar shrines in the woods to Hearn the Hunter, but those are the leaders of those churches. Not the easiest to find anymore. I can take you to the shrine if you'd like to go, but I cannot guarantee anyone is there.
Yeah, understood. I mean, does anybody else got any better ideas? I mean,
I don't really understand this idea.
Let's go.
we need to find remember the because we only got the one scroll and trying to save both these guys.
Okay, so he says, "All right, I shall guide you. It's early enough in the day that we can be there and back before dark. It is not long to get there, but it is a little bit of a walk. So,
And we used to walking.
they start. You guys start off, and instead of heading southbound, you actually take a less trodden western route out of the village and off into the woods. How much do you know about the old ways?"
Well, let's see. Let's roll it up. How much do we know about the old ways?
Give me a round of religion checks.
Well, they're older than the new ways.
That is true. You are a wise one.
I literally have nothing helpful to share today.
Lauren,
I really minored in theology.
Yeah. Oh, Duke.
I guess I took that class with you, Duke, because
Jeez Louise.
just trying to fill out our credits, I guess. Sounded like an easy class.
Yeah.
There's no wrong answers. Just what you believe.
Yeah.
We got a lot of good rolls.
All right. Well, guys, sound them off. Let me hear what you got.
Natural 20.
Nat 20. All right.
Vicky got one.
Nate for a total of what?
20.
For a total of 20. Okay, Matt?
We got an 18 with a -1 modifier.
Okay, so 20 is 17. Junie?
No, 18 after.
5.
5. Got it. All right. And my
19 for Tony.
Uh-huh.
And 17 for Miggy.
Okay. And Junie, Vicky, what'd you get?
Double ones with an 11.
Double ones with an 11. Copy that. All right. So, yeah, you guys actually do know a little bit just from being around here. You've heard people mutter things like Hearn protect us, or, Hearn be with you. Mostly you'd hear Bolo mutter that every once in a while. But yeah, you know that there are there's the pantheons that are worshipped by the city folk and the more civilized folks. That's you have Saint Yig, you have Arcantril, the goddess of magic, and then you have Orcus and Nurgle and Set, an unholy trinity, as it were. Or Nurgle being the father of Orcus and Set, destined to be betrayed by his own sons, and Nurgle, of course, is currently supposedly dead, allegedly dead, and the churches of Set and Orcus are, as you have discovered with your recent tablet acquisition, are both engaged in a secret war for dominance over Nurgle's former domains, currently vacant domains. But you do know a little bit about the old gods, the gods worshipped by people of the land. Sylvanus, also known as the Green Man, a very nature-oriented deity. The faith of Sylvanus arrived with the first human settlements within this region. The religion has been largely replaced at this point by the worship of Saint Yig, but Sylvanus, the tenets of Sylvanus preached balance in nature, balance in law and chaos, balance in life and death, and for generations, nature-oriented individuals would look to Sylvanus for protection and guidance. And he's also looked to amongst midwives and other figures as the deity of rebirth and renewal. So, and as a coin flip to that, Impurax, the god of decay, corruption, and pestilence, also often seen as the antithesis of Sylvanus. In the spring, there's festivals at the time of rebirth and renewal, and in the fall, burnt offerings are made to Impurax as a peace offering, as it were, to help preserve them through the winter until the time of renewal. And you also know a little bit about the Church of Herne the Hunter, deity of minor deity, lesser deity of hunters and guardians. Again, nature-oriented characters: druids, barbarians, rangers, even some fighters would worship Herne as a protector deity for a good hunt, for protection against monsters and things that go bump in the night, stuff like that. And then, of course, there is the Church of Crom. And this is a very martial god, a god of warlike peoples and monsters and monstrous humanoids. But this is Crom as in Conan the Barbarian like shit, if he dies, he dies, and let may the strongest survive. That kind of rounds out the old gods versus the new. And I would say, and actually, one of the things you do know, Kassan in particular, you do know that worship of Crom has really kind of held steady, even as others defect from the old gods to the new. It seems as if Crom is kind of like being considered more acceptable amongst the less savory and more violent types as a deity of choice.
Everyone needs an ass kicking sometimes. That's why Crom's never going to go out of style.
Pretty much. Yeah. But what you guys don't know, amongst all those religion checks, is how the pursuit, the worship of Sylvanus and Herne and the other ancient gods continues. In this pantheon called the Anganok. Just like the new gods of the Futurus, the Anganok are the old gods. And as you walk, your guide fills you in a little bit, mostly about the history of this particular shrine that you were going to. This was where we are going is where all manners of services used to be held before the new gods were brought to Helix. The village, almost everyone in the village would make would make the trek out to this shrine regularly for all manners of services and feasts and celebrations and weddings, funerals, you name it. This is where we would go. And as he points, indicating the overgrown path that you currently walk on, as you can tell, traffic this way has gotten smaller and smaller as time has gone by. If there's one thing,
as we're walking, I pop my protector Eldritch cannon just to start. Always being vigilant, not knowing what we're gonna run into to get the 10 XPs, 10 HPs. Sure, we run into something nasty. Just want to say.
Well, and he stops and says, "Look," and points at a tree. Give me a round of wisdom checks.
Straight wisdom check.
Finally, jeez Louise.
What'd you get, Lauren?
22.
22. All right. Well, Junie, your keen eyes are the ones to see this. Everyone else is looking at the forest, but you observe it for the tree. And in this tree, you don't see a carving. You don't see any sort of like man-made markings on it. But what you behold in the shape of the bark on this tree is almost a face of a smiling, bearded visage. It just looks that way. Like the way the bark kind of flows down the tree flows like a beard up to a slightly pointed nose, and almost shaping into two kindly eyes with moss that look like bushy eyebrows. Valeron points at this and says, "There are times that you can see the visage of Sylvanus, sometimes occurring in nature, and this is how you know that the old gods are still with us. There are others who, when they travel, carve the visage of Sylvanus into trees. Sylvanus will appear wherever they want to, I suppose, wherever they feel welcome. But I'm not a fan of carving into the tree. I don't wish to leave marks or harm, but those with less delicate sensibilities, humans mostly, feel the necessity of carving their own totems, as it were, and leaving the marks in the trees wherever they go. I try to be a little bit more one with nature and appreciate this when the visage appears naturally. But yes, this, you can see, if you look about, you will see a whole ring of these surrounding this shrine. It means that we're close. And Sylvanus and the old gods are with us."
Hi, Sylvanus.
It doesn't say anything. No.
Seems polite.
So,
Hey, you never know. You never know what it might be, right? If he's a nature guy.
the tree canopy seems to get heavier and heavier, and the shade gets darker and more intense. But what stands out to you as you walk in this thicker growing wood is a glow from through the trees and just down the path, where clearly the canopy opens. And in the center of this glowing area, you behold a ring of stones. You find a henge. You stumble upon a henge with an altar in the middle. Large, tall stones, 10 feet tall, with cross braces, with other stones on top, bracing their way across the top. Some are just standing stones that stand individually. Others form arches. And yet, directly across the field on the far side from you is one that is shaped like a T, You have a long stone that is very large and very heavy, looking balanced perfectly, precariously, on a single standing stone. And Valoron says, "This is the shrine. This is the shrine of Saint of Sylvanus. When you come here, no evil will enter this area. This is holy ground. If you are lost in the woods, you seek the faces of Sylvanus in the trees, and you know that you will be close to safety."
I send Al Capone up into the air to kind of try and take a little bit of a notion of the area.
Okay.
Try and help file it away and see if he sees anybody in the area.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
Okay. Let's see here. Go by. He rolls them with advantage.
All right. High or low?
Low.
Okay. First off, Al Capone soars up into the air, soars up into the sky, and looks about. And you have never felt your familiar feel like this before, but Al Capone feels calm, peaceful, basking in an aura of balance. It's very zen. And as Al Capone looks about, he says, or you get the impression that he has detected the presence of someone in the center of the shrine.
In the shrine or by like
Within
gotcha.
within the rings.
Gotcha.
Within the henge.
I turn to the party and say, "Hey, good news. Seems like Owly, something's here. Like something calm. He's not worried. Okay. It's a nice place. It's got good ambiance, good energy.
It's nice, but I should stay here.
Okay.
I don't think they want me in there, you know.
Well, I think respect is respect, right? Like.
Yeah, but I think
okay.
Respectful. I'll sit right here.
Okay.
And be respectful.
Not a problem. I'll ask, and then I'm gonna leave Tiny Tony with you, so you're not alone, and I'll have him tap you.
Yeah.
I'll have him let you know,
Tiny Tony with his Tony gun. He's just like, yeah. I'll be right here. Yeah.
So,
all right. You head in to the. You head towards the center of the ring. Or you head into the open field. It's about like 20, 30 feet of open field before you hit the outermost stones. And as you look about, you actually do see a figure in the center of the stones, looking like he's basically cleaning it up. Rather large, strapping human. You recognize this as someone you've seen about the village before. Long hair, big bushy beard, not unarmed, but doesn't notice you at first, and is currently. Looks like he's stacking up some lumber off to the side of a small clearing in the center. And what you can see is that you could see in the center, it looks like that there had been a fire burning there in a fire pit in the center recently. So there's a small ring of rocks, and he's currently stacking up a fresh bundle of wood and generally just like maintaining the area. And he stops and looks at you all and sees Valoron and kind of nods, and Valoron says, "Hendon, did not expect to see you here today." And Hendon looks back and says, "Not that often that people come over here anymore, but someone's got to keep it up. And they both just kind of like nod, almost sadly. New worshippers, perhaps? I suppose we don't have the marketing cachet and the blitz that the Church of Saint Yig does, but all are welcome here.
We're kind of looking for somebody who's able to kind of like channel the the power of Sylvanus, because we're trying to help some folks. And to be blunt, the folks of Yig don't really give two figs about two particular individuals in need, with the exception of my brother Miggy, who he's a bit of ways, because he's super respectful, and he wasn't sure whether you'd be accepting of a follower of Yig stepping like into your space. So
it's not,
just so you know,
it's not up to me.
Okay.
I am a simple caretaker.
I'm going to discard my weapons and go and start cleaning up, and I'm going to leave a water skin by the wood.
Okay.
Do you need any help cleaning up, or can we be of assistance?
Well, yes, I try to come here and keep the field clear, the grass cut into a path, and generally just keep the place nice. I had just finished doing an offering, and I was just cleaning up after that. He goes over, picks up a water skin that over by what looks to be his pile of equipment, and takes a drag from it and offers.
I'm good, thanks. We got our water, but I don't know if anybody needs some.
I'm good on the water.
Yeah,
Sylvanus works in mysterious ways. If you are looking for a solution to this situation, what I would need more information, but I might be able to. I might be able to reach out. There are those who are committed to the old ways who don't want any trouble.
Gotcha. Well, in short, it seems like there's some dark magic that happened. We're not sure whether it's, there's a lot of dark stuff happening in the Barrows. We're trying to keep a track on that. We're trying to, eliminate vampires and things that are clearly trying to hurt people, regardless of all the politics that are going on. And we came across, a working theory is a spell was worked on this elf and this dwarf that moved their souls into other bodies. And we think if we can get them together, that the souls might go back. But we only got one Revivify scroll, and we're trying to save their lives. And so we're looking for somebody who, gives two figs about people, whether they know them or not, like we do, so that, we don't have to flip a coin in terms of which of these guys lives and which of these guys dies when we're able to get their souls back in their bodies.
Well, it sounds to me like Sylvanus has already provided you with those who give two figs.
You mean us?
I would say so.
Well, now
What about backup?
now we need somebody
What about
with the ability to
do it?
to do the actual spell casting.
Or so you need someone who is capable of returning someone freshly dead to life, or you need an artifact capable of that.
Correct.
And you out of game? I can't remember. Did you say you've already got one such? Yeah, I think you did.
Yeah, we got one.
We got one Revivify scroll.
Well, it sounds to me like you already know the answer.
Are you able to copy a scroll from the scroll?
Well, scrolls are complicated things. It would be safer, but what you need is another scroll. Yes.
Yeah, or someone who knows that spell.
Sadly, sadly, the worshippers of Sylvanus and Hearn are more nature oriented, and it would be far more likely that their bodies would be, or that their souls would be reincarnated into new forms rather than restored to life in their original packaging, as it were. You might be better served to find another scroll. That would be the task put before you.
You got a lead on that, because the only place that we know is the Yig folk, and they ain't so keen on helping people right now.
They may not be.
You know anyone who might?
But if your cause is righteous and just,
right? Is it kind of like a go out into the woods and see what needs righting, and Sylvanus leads the way sort of thing? I mean, no disrespect. I'm honestly asking. I'm just saying, I don't know if I'm picking up what you're putting down, and you're a smart individual. So
I'm just saying that when there are those who have the means but not the will, and there are those who have the will but not the means, sometimes you must do what must be done to serve the greater good. I think the answer lies directly in front of you. That would be my 2 cents. That's my 2 copper. But then again, I'm a humble miller. I'm not a priest or a wise man, but I know that Sylvanus has already. If you believe in the wisdom of the old gods believed in self-sufficiency.
Gotcha. Okay.
Makes sense. So I guess we got to figure this out on our own.
I guess so. So I look to the team, and I'm like, hey, this make a whole lot of sense to you guys. Got any leads? If we just go and basically go and get our other fella and bring him back, or I don't know if he's insinuating that we just can't imagine he's insinuating we kick in the door of the Yiggies and take a scroll, because that would be kind of like a lot. But
we don't want to go to war with an entire town, essentially.
I mean, even it's the right thing to do. But
it just seems the least efficient way to go about it.
You know of any bandits around here? Anyone who might, have a cache of scrolls, or what? Or is this one of those, just having fate leading the way? I tend as an artificer and a wizard that they kind of do the math and create the solutions, but yeah.
Well, I know that, but for the Church of Saint Yig, there could be somebody here to help you.
So if the answer is right in front of us, and right in front of us is a giant temple, maybe we should bring the people here and have faith that will solve the problem.
That's true. You're not wrong. Okay. So
it would be easier to bring them both here than to try and sneak one into town.
That's true. So maybe we go and get the one for further out of town before it gets too dark, and we go and get the other one and bring him here. What do we think?
A shot, Tony.
Okay.
All right. And Valeron is just kind of like listening quietly, and Hendon looks a little puzzled that you're looking to bring more worshipers, and more believers are always welcome.
Well, I'm looking to bring. We got two souls in the wrong bodies, and we got them both safely in other places, and we need to bring them together. And it seems like this is the place to do it. So
You would need someone to know the rituals.
well, hey, your face says when there's faith in need, stuff appears, right? So put it in motion, eh?
Hey,
That's right.
I mean, all I know is if I was in one of these guys' positions and I wasn't particularly leaning in a particular type of faith, and then like somebody was able to like get me right in my body, that would make a pretty strong convert out of me. But just saying.
Well, Hendon nods and says, "If we only had more believers still. Many have given up the old ways. There are only a few who still remember them. But those of us that do come here to take care of this place, and I think for you can try bringing your friends here, and perhaps Sylvanus would be moved to perform a miracle of some variety. But I think for practicality's sake, if you know where there's another scroll, and you're serving a greater good, then isn't that, if you're serving the greater good, doesn't that justify doing some small harm to get it, if that's what it takes?
Well, are you suggesting we break into the church and steal a scroll?
I'm just saying those with the wills, those with the means but no will, don't deserve those means.
oh, okay. Those are some words.
But then again, what do I know? I'm just a humble miller.
What do you know?
You seem like a little bit more than a humble miller.
And he just kind of smiles and perhaps. It's all in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, they got many eyes, and they're a little scary, from what I hear. Haven't faced one of them yet.
Haha. Yes, I perhaps I misspoke, but I suppose I mean it in more
Innocuous way.
more of a lyrical sense, yes.
Gotcha.
Can I do an
Okay.
inside check on this guy to see if he's hiding anything?
Go for it.
Good call.
Nope, he's pretty honest.
What'd you get?
1.
Yeah.
I got 15.
All right. Well, what you're picking up is that he's. You get the feeling of a profound sadness. The feeling that maybe that there could have been help here, but the time for direct intervention passed. And yeah, you do detect resentment at the new gods and Saint Yig in particular. You do detect but I think that's pretty much like the feeling that you're getting, is that he's treading carefully here, but he is someone who possesses a lot of will himself, but not means.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think first things first, we probably got to go out into the Barrows before it gets too dark and get the further out compatriot before too much nastiness out there. What do you guys think?
Wait until we have the scroll.
Well, no, we've got to go back in the town and get the other one. Might just have to basically break into the church and get the other scroll.
Good job.
And definitely better, not during broad daylight. So all I'm saying.
Mhm.
Or if we want to, it might be a simple thing. You flip the coin, only one of them gets to live, but they get put to rest. And the lay that at the
No.
yeah. See,
That's the wrong thing. That's wrong.
I agree.
Miggy, when did you get there?
What's that?
Well,
No,
Miggy, you're still hanging out a little further back.
We can talk about that on the road. That conversation.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize you guys had.
I'm just saying in general. Yeah.
Sure.
We good to go and get a buddy out in the Barrows before it gets dark?
Let
Yeah.
me see. I would say that at this point, I mean, it's a 4-hour walk there, a 4-hour walk back. So if you were to do it at this point, let me just. I think that, yeah, if you guys went right there and came right back, you would get back after dark, but you might be served by cover of darkness.
That was sort of part of my plan.
Yeah. All right. Well, give me 1 second here. Okay.
Need that tiny.
Good Lord. All right. Cool. So now what do you guys want to do?
So we went out and we got back with our
Well, no, as you're leaving the shrine, what is it that? So you guys want to just head out to the Barrows and go pick up?
Well, now I don't know if we should do
forward.
that. I think it would be better to leave him where he is, because the shrine, as sacred as it is not a great holding area. It is not for that much protection strategically. I think it'd be easier to make sure we have our scrolls and then bring the two together.
That's
Maybe
going to be a whole other day is the problem, because we also don't know, leaving him out in the Barrows, he's going to get chewed up out there. You know.
What's up, Anton?
So as they're leaving and they come back over towards me and everything, I raise my hand and wave at the miller and say, "Sorry, you got a lovely forest shrine." Yeah, and then I drop 30 gold by the tree that I'm standing at.
Damn. Okay.
Oh, I forgot to ask, do you accept followers of other faiths to come and like pay respect?
As long as they're respectful.
Okay, good. I'll relay it to my brother because he's very respectful.
I get
Like
that
almost
impression.
too respectful sometimes. You know, like he
I get
climbs
that
up.
impression. He seems like a good one.
Yeah, he is. He's a good egg.
I was actually really bad at being
So-
an egg, apparently.
So I think we can talk on the way out to the Barrows and say, and you know, unless there's anyone has a bad plan. What's up?
So until we have two things.
Yeah.
We never once checked our back trail, and so we have angry people from the Church of St. Yig who are looking to harm other people, which means if we go find that guy and bring him over here, and unless he's perfectly protected, all we're doing is bringing trouble down upon these nice Sylvanas people who ain't done nothing to us. So until we have the scroll of resurrection, or I figure out how to do it myself, and I think I can almost do it until I figure that out. All we're doing is hurting people, and I don't want to hurt
Well,
people.
we can check. I haven't seen the back trail. I'm gonna send. You're not wrong about the back trail. I'm gonna send Al Capone out to see whether anyone's creeping behind us.
Okay. Give me a perception check.
$17.
17. Okay. Yeah. Nobody has been following you guys.
They know about the other crypt, so we do need to I didn't tell them which one because I didn't really remember. But they knew about another.
What did you tell him?
Because I told them we went to this other crypt.
When? When you told him that?
Today.
Wait, you told him the day we went to another crypt?
Yeah.
What would you tell him?
I don't remember. I
Okay.
didn't tell him everything, but I said that we found an amulet and we went to another. I didn't want to lie, so I told him
I
all
hear
the
you.
truth.
I'm not
I just
mad.
didn't tell
I'm
him-
just saying. I'm just asking.
I'm sorry.
Sounds no, it's okay. It sounds like we. I mean, bottom line, sounds like we need to go out there.
We have to move him.
We need to move him. The Barrows is not a nice place. Like this is a nice place. Like there's like good vibes here. Like the Barrows, bad vibes. Like
But also, I don't know the holy ground. If this is holy ground, I don't know if it would be good for him because if he's kind of undead and kind of wandering, it may make him.
well, that might
distinguishable
kind
onto
of. I
the
mean, if he
people.
can't come in, I think that's kind of its own kind of thing.
What might be eroding? I don't know if it was like.
I'm just reminded of the fox, the goose, and the bag of grain.
The fox. The what?
The goose.
Fox, the goose, and the bag of grain.
I don't know the story.
It was a raging party.
Ah,
Trying to get them all three across the stream, but you can only fit two in your boat at once.
oh,
Mm-hmm.
Who do
gotcha.
you leave on the shore? Who do you take in the boat? That's
And there's a trick to it, isn't it?
well. I mean, you take the fox and the grain over first,
Mhm.
and then you come back for the goose, because the fox won't eat the grain.
Well, you can only fit
Yeah.
one in the canoe with you at any given time.
Because you can only fit one. If you
Yeah.
can only fit one, then you take the
Fox.
goose over first.
Oh, the goose.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, that's right. Yeah,
You
yeah.
Go back.
But then if you leave the grain with the goose, the grain is going to eat that grain.
No, what you do is you go back and you bring. I forget how it goes.
You bring the goose over, you go back, you get the fox, and then you bring the grain
the
back.
goose
No,
back.
wait, no. Pardon me. You always got to
You bring
make sure that the fox and the grain are on the same side at any given time.
Oh
So
no! Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
You take the fox over, and you take
No, you take
the grain over. No, you
No,
can't do
no.
that. Okay, no, you can't do it.
Yeah. You take the goose. You take
Yep.
the goose over first.
Yeah.
You go back. You get the grain. You bring the grain over. You take the goose back to where the fox is,
But then you switch the
Yeah,
and
grain
you
to
bring
fox.
the fox over.
Yeah.
And then you go back for the goose.
What does this got to do with the situation at hand now that we've solved this riddle?
It's the same deal.
It's the same riddle. we've got two very vulnerable creatures we have to
We need to bring together to help each other, though.
shuttle and bring together, and then we have
Okay, gotcha.
the
But they're not
scroll.
threatening each other. I think right now what we know is we
Well,
got to
hey,
go out.
hey,
We got to.
hey, Tony, you've been talking a whole lot here. Okay, I don't know. I'm a bit more of a man of action myself, and I gotta be telling you here. I think I got me a little bit of an idea.
Okay, Franco, tell me what you're thinking.
Well, we need two scrolls to revivify, right? We
Yeah.
got one scroll. We got one
Yeah.
scroll. We go get the other scroll. And if the church has got one, we go get one from the church.
So that's Miggy. How you feel about
So
this?
we got to
We
do a
gotta
nighttime
also-
raid. Is
Now-
what you're
now-
saying.
Oh no. I mean, well, can't Miggy? Can't you go in and just ask for one?
That may no longer be a possibility.
Oh, why is that?
Threatened one of the other priests, one of the monks of the order, because he made it disparage.
Miggy. Oh no. Okay, but what he say?
He said that you guys were no good and that you guys were bad influences in me, and that I needed to get my loyalties straight,
Oh,
and that implied that there would be consequences against you guys. And so then I told him I know what my priorities are, and that he better figure out check his faith. Otherwise, we were going to have words. So I guess maybe I threatened him. It all happened.
Well, sounds like
I think
you,
that's what it sounds like you did. It sounds to me like you threatened him.
It sounds like to me like you told him to get right with Yig. That like they're getting a little twisted. But I'm still worried about leaving that body out there in the Barrows.
Yeah, we don't want to leave him too long, but it is getting late. The longer we wait, the more likely we got to come back
I'm not
tomorrow.
saying put them all together.
But
I'm saying we bring them back here and someone can stay with them.
We could go out there and stay with him there.
That's true.
yeah, well, you know,
It's a one-way in crypt.
I always thought that it ain't as big and scary out there as everybody says it is. You know.
Okay,
But,
let's do it. We're good. Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh, and me with my inability to run a battle map right now. All right. Well, yeah, but that still don't solve the problem. We could bring back the bodies right now, but if we don't got no way to fix them,
Oh, we're gonna go and get a second revivify scroll if we don't.
yeah, that's what we got to do. That's what we got to do. So what do we got to do? We got to go someplace and buy one. We got to go talk to some other church-like people. What do we got to do here? Got to go take one. I mean, it sounds to me if he's talking about the path of the righteous man and then the greater good and all that, it sounds like if we know what needs to be done, then we just then it's all in the right for us to take it. If you're a believer of philosophy and stuff, you know, yeah, Miggy.
I can't believe I'm going to say this, but I think we need to do a job.
What kind of job? Oh, a job. A job.
Like where I go sit lookout and you guys do a job.
Well, Miggy. How about you just go talk to him and you could just tell him like a little white lie, huh? You don't want to do that?
I'm not going to lie.
Well, it's not
So
lying
it's-
if you're trying to just tell people.
Yeah.
How about this? You can't just I don't know. I'm just spitballing here. I don't know. Kassan, what do you think?
Miggy, I mean, if the priests are Jaeger about helping people, and you go in there and say, "Hey, we need a revivify scroll to help someone,"
Or tell them you lost the other one.
are they going to turn you down, or I mean, we could try that. If they say no, then
I'll tell you
we
what.
go in and we do a withdrawal.
I'll take it from you. It's not lying saying it was taken.
I'll try it. Maybe I'll try it and then I'll be a distraction. You can see. You guys wouldn't even know what it looked like anyway.
I think I could read what it is.
No.
Okay.
No?
Nope.
I can't tell. Oh,
Not a clerical scroll.
okay.
What if? Oh no. Okay. What if you guys?
I'm just
cause
worried
the
about leaving
distraction?
Haywood's body out there in the. Are we gonna go out there and stay with him and then come on back, or what are we doing?
Like, we gotta do the job and then get out there to him.
Okay, so
protect
we're just
him.
hoping that he's out there and he's gonna stay alive.
Well, he's already dead.
Okay, so we're going back to
In
the
the crypt.
It sounds to me like we got to split the party.
Oh my God, we gotta split the party. No. Oh no, he's right.
What? Like, oh, we got so many of us here, and all we got to do is, we got two jobs. You're telling me we all got to go along like a bunch of goombas? Come on.
Okay, sounds to me. Where'd he go? Sounds to
He's
me
gone. He's gone.
sneaky.
He's run off into the woods screaming, just agonized. Yeah.
So we need
Frankie-
someone to go and get the scroll, and we need someone to go and get Haywood's body, and we need someone to go and get Haywood's vessel. the
Sounds
Norse
like this.
body.
What do we think about? Sending Miggy back to try and buy it. The rest of us go back to get Haywood's body, and then when we get back here, we'll leave somebody here to protect him and go back see what's going on. And if we gotta do a job, we do a job. How's that sound?
I think there's a couple extra steps in there that we may not need, but I think you're kind of close. So we got to get two scrolls, and we got to get two bodies back that we got to then swap what's inside and use the scrolls to get them all back. All right. So, we need somebody to go get the body, and we need somebody to go get the scroll, or a team to go get the scroll. So who wants to do what?
I think.
Yeah, Miggy, sorry, you got to go back to the church. You got to go do some churching. So.
I'll go with Miggy.
Okay. Junie and Miggy.
And Duke.
And
Because the
Dookie.
three of us can sneak.
Yeah.
Okay. And then the rest of us, we're gonna go off back to the Barrows, and we're gonna go make sure. Okay. All right.
And if you can't buy the scroll, you're gonna have to
Borrow it.
borrow it. You want to leave the other scroll with me so that you don't have one on you. So they can't ask you if you have one. You can say you don't got one. Or do you want to hold on to it?
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
Also, I might need it to reference it to make sure I grab the right one.
Okay. Not a bad call. Okay. Sounds good.
Because I'm not so good at reading.
Because you know,
Okay.
if you can get the scroll, then you got to get the other part and bring them back here.
Vicky, where are you going, Vicky?
I think Vicky's going out to the Barrows because Vicky's big on the smashing, not so much on the sneaking.
All right.
Yeah.
Well.
You can confirm. Okay, so.
All right. So we got 4 going to the Barrows, and we got 3 going to the church. All right. I think that sounds good.
Unless you count our newfound friend here, Valeron, if he's assisting, then it'd be 4 and 4.
Valeron is heading back, and he's made it clear that he has to catch up on making his bows, and
Gotcha.
promises to be discreet about this information. Considering the fact that you've been talking pretty frankly about stuff. He's just kind of like you get the impression that he's okay with watching the church get fucked a little bit. So
It's not.
all right. So it is afternoon. Okay, so that means you guys are going to get to the Barrows probably close to dark and start making your way back. If you guys, that's if you make good time. So I'm going to need what time we got? 9:32. Okay, I'm going to need a round of survival checks from the team going to the Barrows.
18. Plus
18.
I've got the guidance of Al Capone.
Okay.
15 for Vicky. Kassan got a 7. And you didn't roll for Franco.
I'm not rolling for Franco. Because I don't have his stats handy in front of me right now. So all right. So that's 2 successes and 2 out of 3. You guys actually, and I just got nat 17. So 3 out of 4 successes. You guys managed to find your way back over there and make some decent time. The tricky thing is that as you're going, no random encounters thus far. No, you guys are good. You get there. You arrive just as the sun is starting to go down on the horizon line right now. You have never been to the Barrows at this point of day. As you're heading out there, did you guys make any sort of attempt to avoid any groups that may be coming back?
I think we're being aware of anything that's going on. Yes. We've got Al Capone giving us eyes in the sky.
Okay.
So
you specifically were alerted to any sort of adventurers or other groups coming back, and give me a round of stealth checks real quick.
Oh boy.
Jingle jangle. Vicky got a 17.
All right.
17 for Vicky, 14 for Tony,
15.
3 for Frankie, 15 for Kassan.
All right. So with that, you guys actually do manage to pretty much avoid anybody coming by. The mist actually does seem to burn off more towards later in the day, but now it seems like a fresh cloud is rolling in. As the sun sets to the west, from the east, a fresh cloud comes rolling in, and it is cold and wet. And it's the kind of cold that just gets into your bones, even though it's early summer and the day has been hot and swampy. All that perspiration and all that moisture that's been clinging to you all day now chills you. It went from feeling nice for about 5 seconds to really just like uncomfortably cold. You normally notice the sound, the silence of this area. But for whatever reason, you get the feeling of the sensation of not life around you in this area, but movement. You get the feeling that there are things moving about as if waking up, as if stretching, as if getting ready for another night of who knows. You make your way to the barrow where you left Renfro within Haywood's body. And as you approach, you hear a call out from beneath, from inside the barrow. Oi, who that?
It's Tony. Who's that?
It's Renfro.
Ah, good.
Is it safe to come out yet?
Yeah. We got a plan. We gotta make good time. We gotta get back towards the forest. We found a sacred spot to get used and Haywood back to new.
Okay. All right, let's get ready to go. Let's do this. All right.
Anybody been bothering you?
No, been quiet.
Okay, good.
Ain't nobody come around. Okay. Well, I will say, you turn around and get ready to start heading out, just as the last rays of sun start fading over the hill. Darkness encroaches quickly. And I did roll something we're going to have to resolve next time for y'all. So, I will say that at that point, as you're getting ready to leave, you get a sensation from Al Capone that you are no longer alone. And that whatever is nearby is not friendly. So, cutting back over to the village. Miggy, how do you want to handle this?
I mean, I just don't think we're going to be able to go in and just ask for it. So I think we should sneak in and try and take it. I think we should do a distraction. And I think we should sneak in and take it.
Give me. Well, that's so that's what Miggy is suggesting. Junie and Duke, what do you think of that? As he's proposing that as a plan to the two of you.
So starting a distraction like outside of where?
It would be in the church, so we need to be out in the churchyard.
You want to like two people start a fight and the other person sneaks in and grabs it?
Or like a burning hay cart?
A burning hay
So you're
cart.
thinking a big distraction.
Yeah, so how big of a distraction do we need?
Do we know where the scrolls are in the building?
I mean, I've been through it. I would like it's down in the, I have to sneak back in the priest's area.
Miggy, give me a wisdom check, Miggy. I know intelligence is your dump stat, so give me a wisdom check.
I have been failing at wisdom all night.
Well, if you guys
Not even my worst
don't
one.
want to try and go in and talk first, If you guys just want to cut right to 23, if you want to cut to right to doing a job, Miggy, you know that at night, usually one member of the church will stay awake and have watch over the night and be available in case of emergency. They're capable of tending the grounds and if in case of incursion, in case of anything else. You know that they basically cycle through, and that tonight actually with a 23, you know that tonight is actually Gamdar's night to hold watch. Gamdar being the half orc from earlier. So you know that he'll be around tonight. Are you guys heading right back to the village, or are you guys waiting? Like where are you going at this point?
I mean, we should head to the outskirts of the village. I mean, somewhere nearby, so we're not far. So we're not out in the, we're not out in swamps. We make a little bit of a plan.
Mm-hmm.
I think, what if we snuck in, right? Junie put him to sleep. Then we went and got and then Duke could tie him up, and then I can get the scroll, and we're out like fast. And no one gets knocked over the head or nothing, because Junie's got the magic, like, make you go really sleepy. No one's got to get hurt or, like, set a fire or nothing. I don't know. I'm not good at planning.
Junie's muted.
Yeah, Lauren, are you talking right now?
Sorry. Yes. So what if we sneak in and then our order is me, then Duke, then Miggy, and I put the guy to sleep, and Miggy goes and grabs the scroll, and that way nobody sees Miggy, and hopefully nobody sees any of us. I feel like, Miggy, they shouldn't know that you were there at all.
All right.
Someone should wear that hat that makes you into a disguise.
We could do that. Yeah.
And when do you guys want to do this?
Well,
We should
it's
do it at dark.
when everyone's asleep and there's just the one guy. That's when we should do it.
Okay.
How about you wear the hat, knock on the door, and when that one guy comes and answers it for emergencies, you immediately put him to sleep, and then we go in and steal it.
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. I think that sounds like a reasonable plan.
And we could use Pass Without a Trace. You could cast Pass Without a Trace on us, and we could sneak into town, and you and I can be there and be sneaking and not get seen by anyone else in the village.
You would think I could pass that, but I can't because I don't have that spell.
Oh, never mind. We just stealth.
Yeah, I don't either.
Well, he's a
We have to
ranger.
use our stealthy stealth.
All right.
Now, I do not need a light source. So
where do you guys want to hole up as you wait for darkness then?
We don't have to hold them anywhere. We can just go into town and hang out.
But
yeah,
that's
I
what I'm
think
saying
we
is where do you
should
guys
hang
want to
out.
wait?
Why don't we wait at the tavern like nothing's wrong? And we're
That's a
just
good
going to have some zaz.
See that not everybody's there.
Yeah.
What?
Everything's fine.
Yeah, but we're not always
We're not always together. Yeah.
Not always 100% together.
And I'll be
You're right.
I'll just be real quiet. I'll sweep the floor and be real quiet.
We'll tell them the others are shopping. That's believable. That's what they
Yep.
always do anyway.
But yeah.
Absolutely.
I don't like lying.
You don't guess enough. You're not even talking to me.
Every time we come back from the Barrows, we're always at the shops. So we'll just say that that's where the others are. If someone asks. I don't think anyone will even ask.
Yeah.
No one's going
People
to.
are busy with their own lives.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys head back, and as you walk into the tavern, you do see that there's actually a decent crowd in there tonight. You don't see anybody from the church. Bolo sees you enter and says, "Hey, Miguel." Yeah,
Go over there.
some of your churchy folk were in here earlier saying they were looking for you. The big mucky was in here looking for you. Told me to tell you to go see him whenever you got back. I told him you were probably busy out in the Barrows. How was the delve today? Anything exciting?
Nothing super exciting. It's like we didn't even go.
Some days you have that. All right. Well, yeah, they said they were looking for you. I said I'd deliver the message. So consider the message delivered. Do with it what you will.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I gotta go. Okay, I gotta go over there.
Do you need us to come, or do you want to just?
If I don't come back, I don't know. Tell my brother if I don't come back. Tell my brothers.
Tell them.
I didn't come back.
Okay.
You don't have to go over there now. You can wait until like some other time.
We can wait till tomorrow. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know what to do. Frankie's not here.
Why don't we wait and you can go have your little talk with them tomorrow, and we'll see if we'll get this job done tonight, and we'll get everything taken care of, and by the morning there won't be any more undead threat.
Okay, we'll do that.
All right. So
That's okay.
yeah, I mean that is absolutely a choice. You sit, you while away the time. How long do you guys want to wait before heading over there? I will say this: the tavern is within eye shot of the church, and there are folks.
If we're sitting near a window or something where we have eyes on it, we should wait until we see signs that they're shutting down for the night.
Okay. So you guys wait a couple hours. Evening services happen. Folks come out. A lot of the folks come from there over to the tavern, start drinking, start eating, having, like a late supper or whatever. You kind of know the routine. And normally the folks who are not on watch will soon, after sunset, retire for the night and go to their quarters within the church. And then whoever is holding watch will typically post up within the hall itself. You don't, and as you know, whoever is there for the night is supposed to be there the whole night unless dragged away by emergency. So because the church is never supposed to be left unattended. So you wait a little while. And because you're watching intently, it's been a couple hours at this point. Because you're watching intently, give me a round of perception checks.
Vicky with a 19.
Yeah.
Miggy with a 19. Biggie.
Vicky with a 19.
Oh, Vicky with a 19. Oh, Vicky's not. Vicky.
Oh, I'm not there.
Yeah, you went to the Barrows. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Lauren, Nate, Anton, what'd you guys get?
I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Okay.
No, that's not right. Yeah, I am. I gotta use them. I've had the same one for 3 games.
I got an 11.
Okay, got an 11. That natural or that total?
Total.
Okay, Nate.
Mine was a 9.
9. Okay.
12. Not much better, but a little bit better.
All right, Duke, you're up getting another round at the bar, but Lauren and Anton, you've watched suddenly, or as you're watching, you see the lights in the church kind of go down to a glow, like a very, very low glow compared to when it's well lit inside, and you know that they've probably set the night watch. 5 minutes later, though, with a 12, believe it or not, because I rolled like shit. You see the front door open. You see Gamdar stick his head out, look around, make sure that no one's in the clearing, glances over at the tavern. And he steps outside, closes the door behind him, heads off into the night.
I mean, it's time to go. We gotta go.
Curious, sir. Yeah, let's go.
Any problems with this?
I'll flag Duke down and say, let's pay the tab and get out. Time to go.
All right.
I will do it.
I just drop a platinum piece on the table and go. Let's go. I don't really know what money's worth.
It's really important to be a good tipper.
Yep. So you drop a platinum on the table, and you both, and the three of you run off into the night, because dropping a platinum on the table wouldn't be suspicious at all.
Not with our group.
Now that is true. You guys do flex, and you are big spenders. So you know.
And Miguel doesn't understand money.
Yeah. Well, I will say, as you make your way towards the church, you look about, and it is clear Gamdar is not there. You get to the door. What do you want to do?
I mean, so I don't have my character knows the layout of this church way better than the
Yes.
player know. What's the best way?
You know that that in the back of the church, where the priests and everyone will be getting ready for services, there's a small room that tends to be in smaller churches like this. That tends to be where they also keep important stuff. This is where this is the space that is actually getting guarded. They all talk about the sanctuary of the church, but everybody's they keep a guard up and awake and on attention to keep the stores protected.
Mm-hmm.
And that guard just left. So,
I mean,
Is there a back door into this room or into the church, or are there any other means of ingress?
I will say this. The front door is, of course, the main way in and out. There are windows. They are all shut. You don't know if they're locked. You don't know if this door is locked or not. And you actually haven't been around to the back side of the church before, so you don't know if there's a door in or a door out.
Well, let's take a little stroll back in the church.
Well, Miggy, you would know a little bit more, but we'll get into that in a minute.
That's what I was asking for.
But Miggy, as I mentioned, the church being left unattended in the middle of the night is a very big breach of protocol. This is not supposed to happen. And as you approach the door, you listen to it. Nobody's in there.
okay. It also feels like a trap, but we gotta go because we gotta.
You gotta put the hat on.
Sure.
Well,
I put the hat on and I become the half orc.
you turn into Gamdar.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Oh, that's clever.
All right. Well, with that, you, as Gamdar, along with the rest of your party, approach the church, and we'll pick it up there next week.
Oh, snap, snap, snap.
What?
I mean, it's 9:54. I was like trying to lead up to that, but yeah, awesome guys. I'm very, very excited for this. So we've got we'll be running a double encounter, simultaneous encounters next week. That'll be a good time.
So much plot.
This is you guys are basically doing a chain of side quests that I had already kind of like set up, and I'm very, very excited to see them being done in this way. I feel like, Miggy, some of your decisions are kind of like making me skip chapters ahead a little bit and getting right to the good stuff. So that makes it fun. So, but yeah, awesome.
He threatened the family.
Yeah. So I get it. Once family is threatened, all bets are off, I suppose. So I understand. Awesome. All right. Well, that's gonna be it for tonight, folks. We will be back next week, Memorial Day. Monday, May 31st will be the next session. We'll be back at 7 p.m. Pacific, broadcasting 7 to 10 here on Twitch and Facebook and YouTube. Hope you will join us. Very, very excited to keep this going. Yeah. And in the meantime, if you want to book me to play a session in the Barrows and do your own exploration of Barrowmaze or any of the other litany of side quests I've developed, this group that I'm starting with in Long Island, they're starting on the side quest chain that I've called Odd Jobs, and that's going to be very, very fun. They picked a job off the job board where they're investigating why a local farmer's chickens have all been getting slaughtered in the night. So they're gonna have a very rude awakening and a great time with that. So yeah, that's it for tonight. MastermindAdventures.com, secretsofthebarrowmaze.com. Please look us up. Please join us. Love to have you play. And check out the blog to get written recaps of all of our adventures written in character. With that, hope you have a great week. And until then, roll them 20s.
Roll them 20s.
Yep.
Night.
Night.